Hello, it's Amber from Lovefit. Excuse me, I've got a slight sniffle at the moment, but it's because I have been outside just back from my lovely walk. If you read my Facebook post earlier today, you'll see that I said I was escaping social media for a while and heading out on a walk, which I did, and it was lovely. Anyway, I thought this is not really escaping social media, but I thought I'd give something to you. I know that at this time of year, a lot of people, myself included, get into that kind of comfort eating thing. It gets a bit colder. This is for all of you here in the UK. My friends in the southern hemisphere, you can probably ignore this message. But no, this is some general tips on how to eat healthier. I mean, it's one of those things, God, we've all got information at our fingertips, right? We've all got access to Google. We've all got access to recipe books and all the rest, and yet we still struggle to eat well. We know how to do it and why to do it. We just can't. So, I'm going to say a lot of stuff is really obvious, but I'm just going to give you my personal 4 top tips to eating healthy, particularly, as I say, at this time of year when the seasons are changing and you kind of find yourself just wanting to kind of hunker down with a big hot chocolate and lots of chocolate sponge. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, this is as much for myself, to give myself a prompt, as it is for you. So I hope you find this helpful. Okay, tip number 1, online shopping. If you don't already, doing your food shop online tends to mean a couple of things. Firstly, it means you are less likely to buy the crap, excuse my language, but the crap that is on offer at the end of all the aisles when you're walking around the supermarket. Okay, so if you're walking around the supermarket and you see, oh, look, those biscuits are on offer, you're much more likely to buy it. If you go and do your online shop, yes, I know that quite often at the end of the shop it comes up with a load of offers, but it's much easier to just hit continue and skip to the next page than it is to actually walk past the lure of the physical product that you might be able to buy half price this week. So do your food shopping online. And secondly, the good reason for doing your online shop is that that's less time actually spent out and about doing the food shopping, more time to actually spend at home cooking, because time is often a big one for people. So you'll have more time if you do your food shop online. Okay. I know, however, that we often need to supplement, one food shop a week maybe isn't enough for everybody if you're eating fresh. But in general, start doing some online food shopping if you don't already. Okay, tip number 2, batch cooking. Kind of goes without saying, but again, given that time is one of the biggest factors for most people in terms of eating healthily, if you can batch cook some stuff, and again, at this time of year, batch cooking really lends itself. All those kind of heartwarming stews, casseroles, chili, all the soups, all of those things, you can make a big old pot of it and then freeze some, store some in the fridge, just make your life easier. For sure, make your life easier. Okay, so batch cooking goes without saying. Tip number three, plan your food. This is where me and my husband have started to fall down a lot recently. In fact, not recently, basically for about 19 months since our little one arrived. We used to be really good at kind of planning out the week. It's one of the tips I've always given to my clients. And yet, I think in the kind of frenzy of work and the fact that both of us work full time and both work funny, unsociable hours, not just 9 to 5, and have a child to look after, it's quite difficult just finding that structure. We don't have a particularly routine day compared to a lot of people. So trying to plan and find a space maybe on a Sunday afternoon or at whatever point in the week to say, right, these are the things we're going to cook this week. Which of these can be reused later in the week or frozen and portioned up, and also what ingredients do I actually need? Because we quite often do a food shop and we've got loads of nice ingredients, and my husband's pretty good. He can make something from anything. I'm not so good at that. I kind of need more of a formal recipe and something I'm going to follow. But sometimes we'll just end up going, oh, we've got that and we've got this, but it'd be really nice if we could make that Thai curry, and then realise we're out of lemongrass or something like that. So actually planning your meals, and it doesn't actually take very long at all. You just need to make space, like 5 minutes space in your week to do that. Okay, so number 3 is plan. And then number 4, and this kind of follows on from planning, is if you go to plan and you think, what on earth am I going to cook? I'm completely uninspired. Then tip number 4 is share your ideas with people. We live in an age of social media, so get on there, tweet, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. Share any great recipes you've come across. There's such a big community of foodie people out there, or ask people, and dig out those old recipe books. We've got a massive ton of recipe books over here. I've got some lovely ones, super healthy ones, different cuisines. dig them out and have a go at stuff, because quite often when you do that, you think, oh yeah, that was really nice and really simple and really tasty, and you'll find something that maybe becomes a staple for the next few months. So definitely share. I mean, I try and share recipes all the time. I find that when I share a recipe online, I don't often get that many comments or likes from people. But if I'm chatting to people in, say, boot camp, they'll be like, oh yeah, I tried that recipe you shared and it was really nice. And so I think people really get a lot out of them, even if they don't kind of actively look like they do. So I shall continue to share recipes, but I would love it if you shared with me. And for those of you who are current clients, so boot campers or my pregnant postnatal ladies, we have private Facebook groups for this kind of thing. So get in there. People love new recipes. People are always keen for that. So sharing. Okay, so those are my top 4 tips for being able to eat healthily, particularly through the winter. Number 1, do your online shop. Number 2, batch cook. Number 3, plan. And number 4, share, ask, pool resources on different recipes and get inspired. Don't just stick to those same 3 or 4 things, because you will get bored of them and you will inevitably end up eating rubbish or phoning for a takeaway. Okay, I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy some lovely food, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.